Hello, UR2D drivers, new and old. Welcome to the driving etiquette update video. So this is for the new expectations of CL and SL, as well as a great tutorial for our new Journeyman League drivers to follow along. We're going to see all of the instances, examples, rules, right in the rule book and everything that cause and prevent incidents from happening. Hopefully you'll see some good and bad examples and be able to adjust your expectations and behavior on track accordingly as we jump in to the 11th season of Sunday League racing. Above all else, before the rules is the honorable driving code. Number 1, never intentionally affect another driver's race as to remove them from the track or racing line in a way that destroys their ability to continue racing. Lag and ping is something we deal with in UR2D, but there are many ways which will show you to keep yourself safe and prevent yourself from even unintentionally hindering another person's racing line. Number 1, cutting off or re-entering the track to draw a penalty or in any unsafe manner, including dive bombing a corner irresponsibly, causing an accident, or a lag rocket. Dive bombing is, of course, wedging your way in on the inside to push others to the outside. This is what happens when you just lambast and dive bomb a crowded corner. Look at that. Everyone's off the track. And again, Serenade pushing into the back of Andries, pushing them both off the track, losing 2-3 positions because of it. Safe re-entry to the track, whether you're coming off the grass from a collision or you're coming out of pit lane. Really dangerous re-entry there by Keto. Here you wait your turn, find an open lane, and even if you want to get to the lane that someone is taking, wait for them to pass, and then you're good to go. You can even make a safe pass exiting the pits. And when you're in the pits, don't be wedging someone into the wall like that. Leave lanes. There's space for 2 vehicles. And in base tracks where we only have 1 pit box, don't block it. Leave space for others to use it. Use the pit lane until it's time to go to your pit box. Don't drive down all of the pits. Bottom line is, don't just dive bomb your way into or out of your pit lane, or this will happen. Lag and ping makes us not be in the same spot as we think we are on the other person's screen, so always be courteous and leave space, even if you think you have lots of room, and don't berate another driver after the race. It might not be their fault. In order to deal with lag and ping differences, here's some examples on how to safely take corners. Pamushis goes for a pass on the inside, but leaves space so Rams doesn't get wedged into the wall. Julo has good judgment on the first corner, he's safe, but in the second corner, it's a bad spot to do it. He's not as lucky as Rams was. And that's the difference in the responsibility. It's not Anti's fault that Julo went into the wall because it's a bad spot to pass around the outside of a gravel banked corner with a wall. Use your judgment when taking corners and don't go for a pocket that isn't there. Danimator here has a few chances to take a slipstream pass on Nuno, but backs off just in time to get into a slipstream instead of getting pushed off the track. All these passes and recoveries here, avoid going to the optimum line to leave room for the person beside them to get back on track. Here's a series of karma in a lap. Eurus being a little too aggressive, trying to pass in a spot where there's no open lane. He's not going to make it. In the exact same position, Nuno has the slipstream on Sobel, doesn't pass. He backs out and takes the slipstream. He's continuing to slipstream him, looks outside, backs out again, takes it safe. Really, really safe. They're catching Serenade both by not attacking each other. Now he's going to come around for the pass on Sobel when he does have the slipstream and a safe straight spot. And a lap later, Sobel's going to assume the slipstream on Nuno. Now coming around, Nuno's going to pass open lanes against Andries, and he's going to get a little bit too aggressive on Serenade, and he goes off on a lane that wasn't open. Andries is going to pull off to the side and let the faster drivers through, something which is also a really good idea. That can happen to you when you have just run into a faster driver who's pitted and is back with you. Good idea to let them through because they're going to be much faster than you. There are some cases where a slower driver will pass a faster driver when the faster driver is on worn tires. Nuno sees this, backs out, lets Eurus go by. That wouldn't usually happen, but it's a smart move when it's appropriate. If you're beside someone, leave the lane open. Don't do that. This is a push against someone into the wall and then trying to go narrow, cutting someone off. Really, really bad, sloppy, careless driving. But they did leave the lane on the last turn. This also includes swerving and weaving to sometimes avoid slipstream. It's not a good idea. You're going to sweep people off from your trailers. Just take the lane that you're already in. When you find yourself in a lag rocket, try and steer out of it. Don't just stay in it and glide along the entire straight. If you have high ping, realize that some people behind you are actually ahead of you, so you have to move. If you have to DNF your car, park it in your pit stall and do not exit the lobby. It could crash it. There are some more major violations that can happen: deliberately leaving the track boundaries into the outfield, infield, or grass sections, driving backwards for any reason other than to right your own vehicle back to the proper racing line, and becoming a repeat offender and ignoring these rules with disregard for others' racing environments. We don't have examples of these per se, but please do not do these and respect your other drivers. Also, no chatting in the box during the race. Just use your abbreviations, and also during the countdown, don't chat either. There's still other people racing. Okay, so Sunday League and Challenger League, our update of rules and expectations has given a 4-season reset on all minor rule violations, so any penalties you had within the last calendar year are wiped. You're starting fresh. For the Journeyman League, we're not going to be focusing on penalties for this league, only major infractions. Just re-education and training as we go to coach yourselves and others into better performance so you can get up there and start playing with the pros.
Oh no! Oh goose! Oh no!
Free range of Anti, it's a 5k car train from 1st to 5th with 4 laps left here. Nuno right behind Anti, Rito behind there. They really need to avoid any crashes and just take the slipstream and run with it. Hernandi now ahead of Nuno. Rito to the inside of Anti, coming into the corner. Big opportunity for a crash there, but they're all through safely. Gamer into 3rd place. Any one of these drivers could win. Hernandi has the slight deficit, being on the mediums. The will be old now, but he has good straight line speed. Squeezed into the wall